The one constant you see in politics, and it doesn't matter if it's marijuana or sex offense or against gay marriage, people seem to be using things as a political football more than really being dedicated to the ideals of what they're talking about. Do you see that being? Are we inundated with this in our politics?
I do think most recently, as an example of what you're talking about, is the same-sex marriage issue.
I mean, do they really care?
No, nobody would. But 10 years ago, nobody would touch it. And now, oh, I'm here. So you have to question sometimes what the true motivation is.
Yes.
I'd say here in San Francisco we're very populist, and that means people want their hands on everything. And we've been responsible for many progressive changes. And so when that becomes something people will vote for, then maybe you were against something a few years ago, but now you'll be for it. Well, I'll take that. There's no nobility necessarily. But the people really do change the attitudes of those who are elected when it comes to who's going to vote for what. And like I say, well, it may not come from the heart, but why not take advantage of it and move forward on these issues?
Well, and then a lot of politicians, and I feel like you're seeing it now because we're coming into another election cycle, they're trying to get more of the conservative people who have more of a reactionary reaction to anything that's quote-unquote different, get them all riled up, because in order for them to get the votes they need to make something evil, something to backlash against, something to bring fear in these people's lives to make them vote the way they want them to.
What it's really about for them is that they're being a cash cow. LGBT people, alarming people, making them think all the worst things and all the lies and alarmist stuff, and then they get people to donate money to
them.
So
haul out some scary homosexuals, get everybody all riled up.
That's right.
It's classic marketing. It's
marketing, but in the meantime, people are suffering and people are dying. Let's connect the dots about all this stuff. About marijuana, about LGBT discrimination, about too many wars, about our homeless population, all those things. And if we neglect to not connect those dots, we'll still be struggling with these issues, 40 and 50 years from now. But I think San Francisco, we have an edge. I'm so proud of it. Yeah, I'm so proud of it.
There's reasons why things are illegal, right? And it's like, marijuana is illegal, but cigarettes and alcohol isn't. And we all know that that's all bullshit, right? But there's politics going on there and stuff.
The way people deal with marijuana has been very arbitrary and overly moralistic. The recreational use and, of course, the medical use has been under fire forever. And, a lot of good people go to jail for very small amounts. I like the idea of patient rights. So the dispensaries who have been playing it by the book have been raided and closed. I'd like to see the full legalization of marijuana. People go, oh, we're worried about our kids. Well, I have 3 granddaughters. They're all pretty smart, and they're more suspect to getting exposed to a dealer without regulation than they are if we do have regulation.
That's right. People in government or law enforcement try to make a job for themselves. It's like, I think the best argument I heard about why pot should not be legal is it's actually easier being a functional stoner than it is being a functional alcoholic.
Thank you very much.
And you don't have a lot of people dying from smoking weed or car wrecks.
No, the Congress needs to light up. Yes, with cannabis. So, and there's another issue that perhaps is pertinent, to our venue, and it's called sex offense. So there are a lot of people, who what we call, it's called the Romeo and Juliet issue. You're 18, he's 17, you're under the same roof, the hormones happen, somebody gets really angry that happened, and so you are put on a list for the rest of your life as a sex offender. And it's totally out of proportion. There are real people out there who do really, really bad things.
That's true.
And there needs to be consequences and rehabilitation. So California is one of only 4 states that doesn't have what they call tiered sex offense registry.
Wow.
And so that means right up here are maybe the people that make us really uncomfortable and are monsters and did violent things and keep repeating it. And way down there is some 18-year-old who got it on with a 17-year-old, and it was consensual, but somehow somebody.
Well, some of the family members probably got upset.
Yeah, and put it on there. And I have to say this, as a gay man too, a lot of the issues around who's a sex offender and who's not and all that has a very strong strain of homophobia. And so California is really backwards on that. We're trying to get the tiered registry around that issue. So if you did something when you were 16 and you're now 40, you should not have to be on that list anymore. I'm very encouraged by the attention on transgender issues lately. I mean, obviously Bruce Jenner tonight came out, but and that's important. But there is so much going on before, and I was very inspired. A couple of weeks ago, they asked me to go to San Diego to a transgender empowerment day, and it was at their LGBT. There was like 700 people there. It was so diverse, all races, all generations, and the most moving thing was the kids. There was like 15 or 20 kids who came up, 8 years old, 9 years old, who identified as a gender different from that they were labeled. And their stories brought tears to everybody's eyes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember as a kid, people told me, you can't use that bicycle, that's a girl's bike.
Yeah, well, that's...
Then why is it easier for me to get on, and if I, fall off it, I don't, hit my genitals on it and hurt myself. I never understood that concept, so it's kind of along those lines.
Oh, yeah. When I was a little boy, I just wanted to sing.
Well, I'm sure you did.
That's Little Merman.
You were at the Merman.
Yeah, there you go,